subscribe to Raze Chaos.
Final dish, a traditional taco. Kind of boring, not very exciting, a little bit plain, right?
Yes, chef.
So the elevated taco comes down to this.
Danny Trejo. And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel, and I'm so excited about having you back here. Today, this is kind of really exciting. Today, Raze has a very fun pop today. One of those pops that just needed to happen. And I think they're pretty common out there. I think they're relatively easy to get, but that didn't stop. That didn't stop me because this guy is a legend. And he is, of course, Danny Trejo.
Yo no debo estar aquí ahora.
Did he just say he's not even supposed to be here today? That was weird. So, yeah, Danny Trejo, this guy, I mean, he's been in so much. Raze thought he knew a lot about Danny Trejo, but when he decided, you know, just to be safe, let me look up his IMDb. Dude has close to, like almost 550 items on IMDb, like being like a movie, being a TV show, being, some kind of video, being a voice actor in a video game or an animated series. Danny Trejo is everywhere. And I mean, I think one of the coolest parts about him is that he actually, you don't know where he's going to turn up. I've seen him do animated stuff. I think he was in like the Spy Kids movies or some crap. And then you see him in stuff. Then you see him in Rob Zombie's stuff, which, I mean, that it doesn't get more, depraved and unwatchable as far as the mainstream goes. I mean, Danny Trejo, he works the gamut, and he works it well. I mean, you see him, and you see him see this big, tough-looking guy. I mean, he's not a very tall guy, but like he he looks like a freaking mountain. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put this guy away, and we're gonna talk about Danny Trejo.
Marcia, what happened?
Peter hit me in the nose with a football. I can't go to the dance like this.
Well, I'm sure it was an accident, sweetheart.
An eye for an eye. That's what Dad always says.
I never said that, honey.
Shut up! Time to teach Peter a
So
lesson.
Danny Trejo, he was born in like 1944. Yeah, I looked at. Yeah, when I was looking up his IMDb, I checked some stuff out. And he was born in 1944, but like by the age of 10, he had already been arrested. And he was put in a juvenile detainment center, and that basically started him out on a, or I guess it didn't start him out because he went into juvenile detention, but he was obviously on the road for what he was going to be doing for many years later. He was basically a longtime resident of San Quentin Prison. Even mentions that he did meet Charles Manson at one point, but oh my goodness. Well, yeah, that's one heck of a bragging point. Said he was a greasy little guy. A greasy little white guy, I think is what he called him. But yeah, he basically, was substance abuse and being the gangbanger, basically, he was for many years. It wasn't until like 1973 that he had decided to clean up his act and became like a drugs counselor and kind of, start turning his life around. I believe he got into acting like around 1985 or something like that. Did a couple things, but it was in 1987 that he really started pulling him in. I know he was in like, I think that, I mean, he for the most part, he played criminals.
Hey!
Or prisoners in his movies. But, you know, the charisma that he had and just his overall likability, I guess, for being such a mean-looking dude, he also looks like a freaking teddy bear. And so I'm sure that weird dichotomy really played a factor in that. And he's basically used that. I know one of his early things, he just looks as badass as being, I think I first found out about him in a movie called Desperado, where he really, I mean, I'm pretty sure I'd seen him before because he looked familiar, but like he really took off after that. And I mean, even to the point of him getting his own like movie franchise in Machete.
Pick up that Mexican!
He's either being the ultimate badass or he is just being funny. I mean, this is a guy who basically lived as rough a life as you can possibly live and still come out smiling.
103, 104,
Marsha.
105, 106.
Marsha.
Shut up, Mom! 1, 2.
I mean, he was in and out of prison. He was in and out of, a criminal lifestyle where he had to constantly watch his back. And where he was constantly hated no matter where he went or what he did. And then to be able to turn it around to become such a beloved individual. Like, people smile when they see Danny Trejo come on screen. And as a matter of fact, I saw an interview with Rob Zombie when he did his remake of the Halloween movie. And he mentioned that, like, even though he had a full-on, scene of sexual assault on a mental patient in that movie, which was brutal, and it's one of the things that keeps me from going back and even trying to watch those movies again. But the real outrage that happened is that, as Michael Myers is escaping the facility, he runs into Danny Trejo's character, who is just a kindly old custodian who even refers to him as Mikey. And, I think he's on his last week before his retirement and everything. And Michael Myers basically does what Michael Myers does and takes him out. And it doesn't help that at one point, like, Danny Trejo just flat out looks at this crazed masked killer and says, "I was always good to you, Mikey." Right before it's done, it was like, oh my God, yeah. Of all the crap that was in the Halloween remake that Rob Zombie did, he didn't get near as much heat for anything else in that movie other than killing Danny Trejo's character the way they did. So yeah, it just goes to show. I mean, he is, he's kind of become, it is in the ad icons, and I know this is supposed to be advertising something but maybe his restaurant. But at the same time, like, you can't get a better ad than Danny Trejo just by himself. I mean, you're gonna buy anything this guy offers you. I'm not even kidding. So yeah, whether you see him showing up as a guest spot to mess with people, whether he's doing like whether he's in a kid's show, doing a goofy commercial, playing off of his own image, or just flat out being the badass that he is. Danny Trejo has basically risen from about as low as you can to kind of as high as you can, because I mean, honestly, Danny Trejo is more popular than a lot of the popular movie stars. Like, and he is by name. I mean, there's no character name that people associate. There's no one movie everybody associates with him. They just see him and they smile and they're just like, oh, okay. But yeah, I've gone on about Danny Trejo quite a bit here. I think it's time that we go ahead and take this guy out and we have a look at him. And here he is. Oh my God, he has got such a presence to him. Even the pop, like looking at this. Just glancing at this, you would think that this guy is huge, and he is huge and intimidating. You can imagine him looking down on everybody. But the fact is, he's 5'4". So it really says a lot that it's not how tall you are, it's what you project.
I always carry a machete.
And obviously, I can imagine a lot of the ink that he has. There could be a whole series of YouTube videos done by somebody just going through the ink that he's got on him. And I'm sure that even though there is a lot on this pop, you can see the detail in the arm and the chest, both arms, and his back. Yeah, you know that they weren't able to put all of it on there. And yeah, he's just such a badass. You got plenty of ink on here. You've got his cross. Yeah, I mean, he's just too badass. Yeah, I mean, I don't care who you are. Like, I don't care who you are. I can't imagine anybody not appreciating him. I mean, God. I'm stammering. I keep talking about this, but like, and I've referenced several movies that he's been in, but I mean, just, you never know. You never know where he's going to be. I mean, God. Just imagining his kid's show when he makes these appearances, when he pops in to make people laugh, and then, you know, then he'll be in a very subdued. I mean, I believe he was the chief in the movie Fanboys. He was just the chief, and I mean, it was. I just basically, when you saw him, you knew it was going to be great. Even in the smaller bits where, like, in Anchorman, he's the bartender. I mean, it's just like, he leaves an indelible mark. But I'm going to stop going on about Danny Trejo right now. Because, yeah, I could make this thing go on forever, because
I'll fuck anything that moves.
He's a legend. He is a man who, you know, went from, I mean, when you consider, you know, at 10 years old, he was being put into a children's detention. He was put into juvenile hall. And now the man has books. He has restaurants. He has a thriving acting career. He's very much in demand. And demand for him can start even with him just showing up. People get the opportunity. They're just like, hey, we can use Danny Trejo over here. Let's figure out how we can. I know I would if I could. But, yeah. I am going to go ahead and get out of here now. I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know down in the comments, like, what is your favorite Danny Trejo moment? Do you like him as the badass? Do you like him as the comedian? Do you like him as the guy in the kid shows or the kid movies? Just the diversity of this man is really kind of legendary. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what your favorite Danny Trejo moment is. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now, but never forget that life is full of odd moments, and you never know when you're going to be defined.